out there, MP.
And now, 2K Sports brings you Thursday night in the NBA. And in the second game of a back-to-back, it must be hard to keep your energy up on consecutive nights.
Well, that's why we see so many coaches sit healthy players for the second game, but the NBA has done a great job over the past 4 or 5 seasons cutting back on back-to-back nights where games are scheduled, and the players spoke up, and the league listened.
The starters for the Golden State Warriors. Wiggins and Kuminga to forward. A lot of bounce there. Curry and Hield to the sharpshooting backcourt. And it's Looney in at the center position. Here's Mr. Clutch. Pass to Green. Picked by Smith. Three-pointer, no good. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
A bit ago, Ime Udoka and I were able to chat. I asked him outright how he planned to deal with Steph Curry. How does anyone deal with him? Coach joked. He went on to say, we'll try to contest every shot and chase him off the arc, but emphasis on try. Not easy to solve a problem with no good solution, I guess, B.A.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And Brett, you've always seen the flashes, but now it seems the game is slowed down for Kuminga.
Well, B.A., a lot of fans clamoring for Kuminga to get minutes even earlier on, but the Warriors took a very slow approach to his development, and now you're starting to see some of that athleticism and strength and some of that patience paying off for Jonathan Kuminga.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Really played well against Phoenix in his last game. Inside. Not going to go that time. Looney with some nice D. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Curry finds Looney. Outside Hield. From outside the arc. And the Warriors with another 3.
Offense clicking early here. 3 for 4 to start this one.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Clark with the screen. Green for 3. Warriors with the rebound. You know, last game they matched up with the Mavs. A tough loss there.
They failed to create enough good looks. The ball movement just wasn't quite where it needed to be.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. 1 good possession, 2 bad ones, 1 good one. They could never get on a steady run and play some solid offense.
Pass to Kuminga. Wiggins outside. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Hield. There's the triple. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Mr. Clutch. And that time also a missed shot.
He did the work to get inside, but still, you have to finish.
Outside Hield.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Looney.
2 minutes.
Wiggins outside. Curry with it. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Green.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
And here's Smith. Here's Mr. Clutch. Hits the trifecta. Mr. Clutch has got 6 points.
Yeah, so good to see Smith passing the ball like this. Wanting to improve as a distributor in the NBA.
Outside Kuminga. Healed from outside. Count it. All three of his attempts have gone in.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And the Rockets going with a whole new group.
Can you make something happen? Let's go.
Rockets trail by 10. So on the floor for Golden State to kick off the second quarter. We've got Brandon Pajemski. He's out there with DeAnthony Melton. Gary Payton II is out there with Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Santos in at the power forward position.
And that's exactly how you attack length. I love how he doesn't lack assertiveness.
Yeah, hard to stop it there if you're the big man. That's just too good a shot and great concentration.
Melton outside. Good D by Clark. Houston has gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. One thing this Golden State team does very well is control the offensive glass, Brent.
Well, there's been a lot of talk analytically, BA, about how advantageous it is to come in and swoop through to grab offensive rebounds. Golden State has bought into that philosophy. They also have guys who take a lot of long shots. So that's long rebounds with a better chance of gaining an extra possession. So some smart analytical play here from Golden State in the past couple seasons.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Suns played some superb basketball. He had 39 points and he was dialed in from long distance. But remember, he also was great on the strike. Really just a phenomenal performance from him. Here's hoping we see more of the same from him in this one, guys.
It really was some night for him. He couldn't have been much better, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., there was nothing they could do to contain him. Once he got rolling, it was game on.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
Now here's Melton. 9 points in his last outing. It's Pajemski on the wing. Outside Payton. Fires the three. Smith with the rebound. Rockets trail by 5. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Picked by Smith. Here's Mr. Clutch. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Mr. Clutch has got 7 points here in the quarter.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Santos. Still no points. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Now here's Thompson, averaging around 5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He hits the back iron and sinks it.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players. Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Brooks, he's checked in for Houston. Holiday comes in for Green. And the Warriors will go with a different look here. Looney's checked in for Santos. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Kuminga. Heald's checked in for Payton. And it's Curry in for Pajemski. Now here's Hield. 9 points in the game. Wiggins finds Curry. And the Warriors miss again. And let's get an update on Moses Moody's injury. Allie, any news?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Warriors provided some info for us. I was told it's a knee sprain. Not great news by any stretch, but luckily it wasn't anything major. And for a team with eyes on the championship, this injury could have serious implications. We'll see how it affects them.
All right, Allie, thanks. Well, we're all hoping he gets healthy quickly, guys.
Yes, we do. And these trainers are so good at what they do. hopefully they'll be able to get him back on the court soon. And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Here's Curry. Curry at the rim.
Curry, not one of those guards who shrinks when he gets inside.
Stephen Curry is still playing, but the debates have already started about where he ranks among the all-time greats, Brent.
No, BA, it's a matter of opinion, but if your opinion is that he shouldn't be up there, shame on you. At 6'2", this guy is pound for pound, maybe the best player that's ever suited up in this league.
Hield for three. It's rebounded by Houston. Their last game, a win against the Suns, looking to carry it into this one.
They were allowed to ramp up their offense as the defense they faced was barely present.
Yeah, with the defense struggling like that, I think they just stayed with a healthy, consistent pace to get that win.
Houston shooting their second and third shots at the line here. Houston making some changes. Green's checked in for Smith. Whitmore comes in for Thompson. And Van Vliet is subbed in for Holiday. Jonathan Kuminga, he's checked in for the Warriors.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Curry. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas. Gets the three to fall.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Here's Mr. Clutch, guarded by Hield. Mr. Clutch can't hit. Wiggins outside. On the wing, Curry. Over Van Vliet. And that concludes the first half. Warriors ahead, up by 6. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Welcome, one and all.
And looking at the Kings matchup, they hold some advantages, but can't play sloppy or uninspired. Still have to come in focus and get the job done.
That's just like us here in the studio. It's hard to bring it. And now, guys, it's time to talk about that challenging first half for the Rockets.
Showing they know how to play.
Thanks, as always.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And it's Green with the ball for the Rockets. 6-point game. Green is the 2 with Brooks at the 3. Jabari Smith out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Mr. Clutch in at point guard. And that's the group for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and Green has tons of confidence in his three-point shot. And it was on display right there as he knocked it down.
Outside Hield. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Hield's got 12.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Outside, Green. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Warriors lead by 6. And it's Hield, that time on the assist by Curry. Hield's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, right now, the defense is going to need to step up their attention on Buddy Hield. He's on fire.
Clark with a screen on Curry. Mr. Clutch. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Kevon Looney picks one up.
Man, good whistle there.
Houston shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Hield passes to Kuminga. To the inside. Here's Looney. Out to Hield. Takes the 3. Offensive board. Wiggins outside. Pass to Looney. Golden State needs to get off a shot. 4-3. It's hauled in by Houston. moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. No surprise here. Stephen Curry hopes to be a Warrior for life. He said being a part of a group of legends that have played for one franchise, established a culture, and won at the highest level, and did it with a lot of different roster combinations, I don't ever take that for granted. Brian, what a run.
Yeah, it is a great run, and he's been the foundation, Allie. Thank you.
Well, those interior passes can be dangerous sometimes, but if the timing is good and you execute it there, you can get easy hoops.
Now here's Wiggins. He's scoreless. Curry looking it over. Pass to Kuminga. For three. Brooks with the rebound. Rockets trail by 4. Down low. Here's Clark. And that one hits the back iron. The Warriors have got just 2 of 6 in the second half. Here's Hield. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Hield's got 7 now in this quarter.
But he's showing more than just the fact that he's a shooter, working his way strength on the inside there.
And some chip. So on the floor for Golden State, Brandon Pajemski out there with the Anthony Melton. Then there's Gary Payton II, and it's Santos in at the 5. Sinks it from distance. And the Warriors lead by 11.
And Payton's super selective at shooting the 3. He really focuses on taking the high percentage ones.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Pure from three-point range. Mr. Clutch has got 24 points.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Good. Pajemski's got 9 points here in the second half.
And they just continue to sharpen their offense here in the second half.
Pick by Smith. And he's going for the oop here. Here's Pajemski. The 3 is up. Here's Santos. Boy, they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but still coming up empty. Here's Mr. Clutch. Defended by Pajemski. Here's Mr. Clutch. Good D by Payton.
Well, we talk about the value of great rim protection. That's a shot he typically makes.
To the paint. Here's Council. And he banks in the layup.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Gets the 3-ball to go. 27 points for him.
He now has 4 3-pointers this game, guys. 2 in each half. He's really spacing out the floor for his teammates.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. Looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. And the Warriors going with a whole new group out there. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. Despite the lead, Coach was stern with the guys, mentioning to the team, do not let up. I've seen some big comebacks in this league, and this is not over. An interesting message. PA?
Appreciate the report, Allie. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Here's Green. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Kuminga's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Curry. It's hauled in by Houston. Green's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Smith with a screen on Wiggins. Offensive rebound. 2 points. That one goes.
I mean, the motor this kid has is unmatched. Smith goes up with a purpose.
The Warriors lead by 10. Here's Hield. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Smith with a screen on Curry. Yep, that one's good. Mr. Clutch has got 12 points in just the second half.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside. Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Warriors.
Tonight, they got everybody in on the scoring. Had nice passing, which led to good looks.
Just solid play by these guys.
And this victory will put them at 36 wins on the year.
And they've now won themselves a 2-1 advantage in this season series. We'll see if it's the same story when these two meet one last time.
Outside Curry. 41 seconds left in the final quarter. And the basket by Looney.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Well, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
And here's Curry. Hield with the ball. Puts up a three. Drills it from deep.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Poke loose. So Golden State takes this one, and by a big margin. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
And that'll do it, folks. Alongside Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson with our entire 2K crew thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time.
We can get that one back next time. Hey, they're professionals too. This is anyone's game tonight. MP, you're my favorite player, man. Oh.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. And tonight we'll see the Houston Rockets as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. With Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us as well. And this team dealing with numerous injuries at the moment, and they'll have to make some adjustments tonight.
When you're missing multiple starters because of injury, it shakes everything up. Players thrust into unfamiliar roles. We'll see how they respond.
Stan, for coaches who are on the hot seat, how in the world do they stay focused?
Well, Kevin, I think, look, most coaches have very thick skins. You're going to get criticized every day. You have to know that when you get into the profession, and you just got to stay focused on the things you can control. And my brother always used to tell me, don't worry about criticism from people you wouldn't take advice from.
That's pretty good advice in itself.
It is.
Goodness. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. They've got Dillingham. Handle out there with Gobert. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Edwards in at the 2. Here's Green. That shot is off. Great D that time from Edwards. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
I was able to talk with Ime Udoka for a minute. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the game plan. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Alexander-Walker. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall.
A fantastic decision-making big. Randall with the right choice there, finding the open man.
There's Mr. Clutch. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done. Effective use of the mid-range there by Edwards. He's a true three-level scorer.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Green, no luck. Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against Oklahoma City. Pass to Gobert. Here's Dillingham. Gobert, the screen. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. So for the Rockets, Brooks comes in for Tari Eason. And Amen Thompson subbed in for Green. There's Mr. Clutch. 33 points last game. The Rockets again can't hit. Pass to Dillingham. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Personal foul.
That one on Thompson. And Greg, talk about a guy who can... Rockets trail by 13. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Joe Ingles. Clint Capella is out there with Miller. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Edwards in at the shooting guard position.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense right on him.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Einard's checked in. Here's DiVincenzo. He has yet to score. Capella sets a screen for DiVincenzo. No good on the triple. The Rockets shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Green. They set the pick. Trey finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
Green knows that he needs to take and make threes at a good clip. Nice shot there.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Warriors was terrific. He scored 33 points, and he did most of that damage in 2 places, at the foul line and behind the arc. He was a real problem for the defense. He just seemed to get what he wanted out there, and I'm sure his team is thankful for that. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
And it's Houston on the break. The offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
They'll be with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Pass to Ingles. Back to DiVincenzo. Ingles with the ball. There's a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Edwards. The Rockets pull it in. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
And being slow on your rotations is a killer. There's not a team in the league that won't punish you for that.
Now DiVincenzo. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. That shot off the mark. Great defense that time from Şengün. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 8. Another shot. And the layup. Good by Şengün. Şengün's got his first points of the night.
Not giving up on the play. Şengün locked in.
And we got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Looking for a breather. And maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. The Rockets on top, up by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas.
The Timberwolves, 33.
Did you miss us?
Well, I think of Houston. I mean, they've established themselves as a competitive team. They feel that they can get a win against any of.
Now, as we look at the first half, the Rockets find themselves in a close ballgame.
I love the depth of this team, man. Their subs have been.
And that's a halftime.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And so Green will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. The lead is 2. Now for an update on Şengün's injury, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for the Rockets. He told me that he has a stiff back and that it is very sore right now. But he's already come back into the game. How about that, Kevin?
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it as always.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
The post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. Mr. Clutch out there with Jalen Green. And it's Eason in at the small forward. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half. Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend, toughest to stop?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players. And it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of the shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. Alexander Walker on the wing. Looking for Gobert. He gets it there. Back to Alexander Walker. Gobert with a screen on Eason. Shots good by Alexander Walker.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside, Green. A three-pointer is right on target. Green's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
Not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Dillingham setting the screen for Edwards. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Nice shot by Smith. And the Rockets lead by 2.
And this is why you let Smith work inside. He's adept at knowing how to finish in traffic.
Here's Edwards. It's stolen by Green. Puts it up. Here's Mr. Clutch. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, there is no quit in this team. Making up for that slow start with great composure and determination.
Randall is doubled. Back to Alexander Walker. Gobert with a screen for Dillingham. They need this. Connects from 3-point range. Dillingham's got 12 in the game.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense.
Rockets shooting 43% from the fourth. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Clint Capella is out there with Miller. And it's Joe Ingles. Then there's Edwards. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. Here's Thompson. And the layup is good.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
For 3, Edwards. Şengün with the rebound. Şengün's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And he's no small presence inside. Smith, a handful for defenders in the painted area.
And an important part of every team's game. And the look at the hustle stance for the Rockets.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor
boy, it has been terrific, doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Tari Eason's checked in for Thompson. Edwards with it. To the paint. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Yeah, good old-fashioned slam from Capella.
Houston in the lead. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. On the wing, Green. Houston moving it around. Lets it go from the wing. Miller grabs the miss. Timberwolves shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Here's Mr. Clutch. Edwards defending. Pass to Eason. Şengün with the screen for Green. And he gets it to go from the corner. 11 points for Jalen Green.
And what you just love about Green, a guard who works with or without the ball, can break you down in so many ways.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Julius Randle comes in for Miller. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Dillingham subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I listened in to what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. He told them to pick up the pace. He said, we're going to win. We have to seize this moment and act fast. He said, go all out or go home. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Outside Edwards. Green with the rebound.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
And it's Smith finishing it off.
This is the belief Smith's teammates have in him, which is why they look for him to take that shot.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Edwards. He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Pass to Şengün. Outside, Green. Jacks up a three. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün. Green's got the lead up to 9 now for the Rockets. Green against Edwards. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Gobert kicks to Randle. Pass to Alexander Walker. Over Eason. Up and in from the low block.
Assisted. Dillingham.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Edwards loves it in there.
Man, Edwards gets great lift off the floor when shooting that jumper.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and he drives in. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That free throw good for Mr. Clutch. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Edwards. Oh, what a physical score from Edwards.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Mr. Clutch has got the lead back up to 10 now for the Rockets. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team.
always nice when your big man feeds his teammates.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Şengün trying to free himself up. Mr. Clutch gets the bucket.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Dillingham with the bucket.
Well, defensively, all eyes are on Edwards, and that creates opportunities for others.
Mr. Clutch gets the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 9.
Not only is he putting up the numbers, but he's doing it at a very efficient rate. Exactly when his team needs it.
Edwards, that's good. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Here's Mr. Clutch. No good with the fallback jumper. So Houston wins it. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got the sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harden.